Italian concert pianist Federico Colli is the most recent winner of the Leeds International Piano Competition in 2012, and he also won the Salzburg Mozart Competition in 2011. So he's now in demand all over the world, and I'm delighted that he's taken the time today to join me here at Jaques Samuel Pianos in London for a classical conversation. Welcome.
Pleasure.
Lovely to be here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm going to start by asking you all about your musical education, how old you were when you started to play, what was the catalyst, and whether you come from a musical family.
You know, I always say that I am the black sheep in my family because my father is a doctor, he's a rheumatologist, yes, and my mommy is a biologist. Biologist, yeah, and at the moment she's teaching in high school, math and science. And I have a sister that now she's 20, so it's a little than me. And she started to take part in university, and she's studying chemistry. So nothing about art, nothing about art. So and I don't know why. Just for fun, you know, my daddy used to play guitar, just folk music, you know, just for fun. And my mom will adore, and she's in love with opera, you know, Verdi, opera Bellini. It's a typical Italian opera, you know. And my grandpa also, he started to play piano when he was young, but unfortunately with the Second World War, you know, he immediately stopped it because I don't think it's more important to culture to play piano. So I don't know why, but maybe if I have to think in my family, and the other side, this the rationality of culture and situation, doctor and mother, and we could find a little love with art, you know, my grandpa and my daddy and my mommy. So, but I started to play piano just for a joke, you know.
Really?
Just for a joke, you know. I wasn't allowed to sit down.
You were quite small?
Yeah, around 3 or 4 years old. Piano was really bigger than me, you know, so I was doing this. But just for joke, you know, I wasn't allowed to sit down in front of keyboard and play and discover myself in the music and these keyboards. And in opposite to play football or to play with games, video games, I wasn't allowed to stay in front of the piano. Just for a joke, you know. My parents told me, why not? Just try, you know. Try to do something in your life.
So which teacher then do you think was crucial in your development?
I started with very, you know, very strong Italian lady that she is very powerful for very little children, you know. And I started with her until 8, you know, in this way of game, you know. I with color notes, you know.
Yeah, okay, yes.
I printed into the scores, so a lot of games, you know. And after 8, something changed in my life because I started to follow the lesson of Sergio Marangoni, that is very important in Italy, and he was a formal professor in Milan Conservatory. But I studied with him in private lesson situation until 16, when I did my diploma in Milan. So the formal student career finished with diploma in Italy because we don't have nothing after, you know. It's not like in other country of the world that after bachelor you can find master and after master consecutive exam. In Italy it's not like this. I don't know now because now I'm quite away from this world because I just finished my practice, you know, my studying time. So, but at the age of 16, I formally finished my, you know, formal study. You know,
yes.
Do you know what I mean? I am very grateful to Sergio Marangoni because with him I understood a lot of the of what it's necessary to. What is the base of, you know, play piano, you know?
Yes, but I was going to ask you, how did you develop your technique?
Yeah, and I'm very, very grateful because a lot of percent that the personality and the technique that I have on the piano, Sergio Marangoni gave to me. So this is crucial years.
Yes,
you know.
yes. And what did you do? Did you practice studies, or how did you develop it? What did you focus on?
I mean, we studied a lot of Bach
Okay.
and classical repertory and Mozart, Beethoven, and in that years I started to think that Mozart could be one of my favorite composer. And also a little romantic period. We just focus on Schumann, Chopin. We studied a lot of Chopin. This, the pieces that is necessary for a young pianist to study.
Okay.
Pieces that is very necessary. And we did a lot of technique together. We practiced a lot about Anon, about Certitude, about Brahmsitude. So it was very crucial year. I mean, I stay a lot of time in front of keyboard to study, to improve my fingers and to, this is bad kitchen job, but it's necessary.
Yes.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
And after 16, I follow the lesson of Constantin Bourguignon, and I always say that after 16, I started to follow the lesson of a Russian teacher, before Constantin Bourguignon, then Boris Petroshansky, and after Leeds, Pavel Gililov. So the Russian side of my life.
Yes.
I always say that my heart is middle Italian, middle Russian. And with Bourguignon, I understood that he is the pianist of Tchaikovsky trio, so he's teaching a lot. He's a wonderful, really wonderful teacher, and his father was a legend about teaching in Russia. His father wrote a lot of books about how to play piano. How to play piano. And with Bourguignon, I understood really the job of pianist, of a concert pianist, that is necessary to spend your life in front of piano. And the best time to play in the day is from 2 a.m. until midnight, So all the time is good to play piano, and the piece of music that we are going to play, it is not outside of us, but they have to become part of our life, part of our destiny. And in this situation, I started to take part in competition, and I wanted to improve myself and to see what is this world, this crazy world of competition. And 16 was life-changing experience, and another life-changing experience in my life was when I met Boris Petroshansky when I was 20, and fortunately Bourguignon and Petroshansky are in very good relationship. They studied together in a central school from Moscow, in this big Russian situation, Petroshansky, I'd like to say that it is impossible for him to teach how to play piano, because you have to arrive at Petroshansky that you are able.
Oh yes, sure.
And if he wants, he is able to give to you one idea, This is my idea, this is my personal view of the opera. Why not? You could choose, we could discuss together, but just the idea of music, not the way to play this idea on the piano, just idea, And this philosophical situation in my life was extremely important, because after a base that a young man is able to play piano, things of culture and of philosophical situation is important to grow up more and more.
You won the Leeds. What impact has this had on your career?
It was maybe the most important point of my life. Immediately a lot of popularity, and immediately maybe everybody knows about you. The most important that I feel now is the responsibility, that I have on my neck, because it is not easy to win a big competition, and immediately when you are at the top of the mountain, it is difficult to reach the top of the mountain, it is difficult to stay in the top of the mountain, but when you could see the world from upstairs, you cannot compare yourself with the other pianists but you have to compare yourself with the legend of the piano. And Dame Fanny Waterman told me just after the final of Leeds, Federico, be careful, you have a lot of responsibility. Now your enemies are not your young colleagues, but it is always Michelangelo and Rick. So I was a little bit impressed, but I always try to do my best, and in this way I am looking to put myself and my soul in the music, you know, this great responsibility that I have.
Sure. Which composers do you really love to play?
Mozart for sure, but in general all the classic repertory. I mean Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn, and I discovered Schubert when I was younger. I was worried about Schubert because I consider Schubert and Brahms the most difficult composer in all the history, you know. But in general, when you find not virtuosistic music, over there you can find the most difficult music.
Well, I was going to ask you, you chose to play Beethoven Emperor Concerto in the final.
Yeah.
Why did you select that?
Yeah, you know, the fact of the competition is that you have to arrive in the final with a piece that is very sure. And I played a lot before Emperor Concerto, so I was very sure on the stage, and it was easy for me to believe in my interpretation, and I was very relaxed and comfortable to play with Halle and with Sir Mark Elder. Fabulous musician. It was only pleasure, no stress, not at all, you know, only pleasure. You can find a lot of music inside of Beethoven, even in Rachmaninoff Concerto, Prokofiev Concerto, but in Beethoven you are like naked, you know?
Yeah.
Naked,
yes.
You know, you have to, your soul, if your soul is not so pure, you know, this music would absolutely fell down immediately, you know, immediately. Yeah. So in this meaning I choose Emperor, and I am trying to focus myself in that kind of music, you know, very deep, very philosophical, with a lot of meaning inside, you know, a lot of meaning. And I am discovered Schubert, for example, and I played a lot 142 in the last cycle from 2 by Schubert, and I tried to find my own face on this on this piece, and that I say to you that I am Middle Italian, mid Russian, that I am in love with Russian repertory. With all the 20th century music, Russian, Rachmaninoff, Tchaikovsky, Prokofiev, Shostakovich, and so on. By the way, I cannot forget that I am a young pianist, and young pianists have to play some crucial piece of repertory, like very big concerto, Rachmaninoff 3, Prokofiev 2nd, and very big Beethoven Sonata, Passionata 111, and big cycle of romantic pieces like Schumann First Sonata, Schumann Carnaval, big sonata of Chopin. So this is important, you know, this is necessary, because I am in the moment that I have to explain and to show all my personality, you know, from all the side of the personality, from the deep joy, from the virtuosistic situation, everything, you know, everything. So I could prefer Mozart, I could prefer classical music, I could prefer Rachmaninoff, but at the moment it's better that I show a lot, you know, a lot.
Do you have a particular practice regime?
All the day.
All the day.
It is all the day. It is good to improve yourself in front of keyboard. I am very lucky because I am living in Brescia in the north of Italy, and my grandparents actually have a very big home near Garda Lake, and over there I put my big piano, and I am completely alone, you know. I could practice all the day, all the night, during Christmas Eve, Easter, you know, and then finish to practice and walk in the middle of the wood and forest and near the lake, you know, and think about music. That is always important, you know. Not spend a lot of time in front of keyboard. It is necessary because we are I am my early stage of career, so my thing has to be, you know, strong and stronger and stronger, but it is always necessary to improve your mind. So go out from your study, from your apartment, and walk in the middle of nature and think about music. Think about this very important meaning of the life. Now for example, I'm practicing Schumann Sonata No. 1, F sharp minor, and you know, the beginning, the introduction. For example, Schumann Sonata is not difficult. Not difficult. You know, you can first reading and you could play, but how many meaning you could find into this music. So it is necessary only to think about what Schumann wanted to say with this piece of music, and why he put it introduction before an allegro. Why, you know? And you have to try to find your answer. You know, this very big question. And when you find and you believe in your answer, everything it is easier. You know, everything is easy. But to do this, it is necessary to think. And I am very, very happy to have this opportunity to improve myself also.
Sure. Tell us about your exciting forthcoming projects. I know you're playing in London.
I will be, yes, that will be very big debut in Queen's Hall, Salvation Center.
And what date is that?
22nd of April for International Piano Series. And I chose the typical program or everything about sonatas. You know, I started with Mozart Sonata G major 283, and then moved to Beethoven Appassionata, very important piece, and then Schumann Sonata No. 1. So you could find the development of sonata from the classical sonata, Beethoven Sonata, and Schumann, the construction of the form of sonata and all the continuity. It is the most important is continuity, not the form. You know, it's Schumann. It will be a very big appointment, a very big engagement in London. And just the day before yesterday, I was in Paris, play solo recital in San Corto, and I will be in Bologna in Italy for a very big festival in Teatro Manzoni in Bologna, and I will play the same recital in Queen's Hall, and then I will be in Serbia. Yes, with Rachmaninoff No. 3 and National Orchestra of Serbia. And what about I will play for my first time in October in Kiev, Brahms first, and then I'm really looking forward, you know, to put myself in Brahms. And I decided, because I was worried about Brahms, and it's very big music, and it's necessary to have a lot of energy, you know, and so I'm really looking forward.
What does playing the piano mean to you?
Life. What is? It's life, you know. Pianissimo, fortissimo, crescendi, diminuendi. These are our life. In one crescendo, you could find your destiny, you know, and the meaning, that why this composer put forte here and not piano. Why, you know? This is our life. This is our destiny, and this is not a situation outside of our soul. These are our soul.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you.